Hello and welcome all you high performance moms. I am so excited you guys found our page and are listening to this training. You are here for a reason. There is a purpose behind why you're listening to this training, and I have a goal that I will reach that purpose for you during this training. And my goal today is to teach you how to get off the medical merry-go-round. If you're sick of going to doctor after doctor, drug after drug, trying to find an answer to your health problems, but you're sicker and sicker than you've ever been, then this is the training for you. But if you're here just to listen to information and maybe take it, maybe not, this may or may not be the training for you. So if that sounds like you're ready to get off this medical merry-go-round and ready to dive in and getting your health back so that you can enjoy your kids, your spouse, your job, you can start living in life fully, then this is the training for you. Just like I said before, information without a purpose is useless. This is what Tony Robbins said. So I'm going to be sharing some information with you today, but there's a purpose behind my information that I'm going to be sharing with you today. And that is that you take action and you start the first steps of getting your life and your health back. So the first thing I want you to do, this is how we get massive shifts and massive change in what we do here in this training, is we have you write stuff down. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to take a moment. I want you to write down, why are you here on this training? Why are you listening to this training right now? What are you seeking to get from this training? Are you stuck and you want to get off this medical merry-go-round? What is the reason? And what part of that medical merry-go-round are you stuck at that you want to get off of, that you can't stand anymore? Are you sick of being reliant on medication? Are you sick of going to doctor after doctor, even holistic natural doctor? You're trying to figure out, how do I do this? And the next thing is, why is that important to you? Why do you need to get off this medical merry-go-round? Are you stuck? Are you like, I feel like I can't do anything with my life? So while you take a minute, I want you to write that down. So here it is. This is who this training is for. It's for high performance moms who have one or more health issue that they would like to get rid of, who are sick of being on the drug after drug merry-go-round. They're sick of being passed around like a piece of meat from doctor to doctor who performs the same test, and then they refer to somebody else who does the same test, and they feel like they're not getting any help. They just keep running the same test and hoping to find something eventually down the road after it creates a disease, make it even worse. This is for a mom who's always on edge, who just one more thing just sets them off and they start losing on people they cherish the most, their kids, their spouse, their coworker, whoever it might be. They know they're just right on edge. If you feel like there's no hope, you feel broken, and you see no way that you will ever have a normal life again. You have this mom guilt because you're too tired. You're so overworked, and you see all the things that you need to do on your list, and you tell yourself, I can't get this all done. I'm just not enough. I just can't do it. Possibly you're hiding what is really going on with the fear that others might find out and they start looking at you and treating you differently. Maybe you feel alone and you put on this fake happy face and keep yourself busy with things they're doing around just so people around you can get what they want and need, but yet you feel alone and that you don't feel valued. You have little to no sex drive, and the only time your spouse looks at you or pays attention to you is when he wants to have sex with you. And this just creates nothing but contention in your relationship. You don't like what you see in the mirror anymore. You look in the mirror and say, wonder, how did I get here? Possibly you're the mom that's tried everything on your own. Maybe you've read all the books. You've been to all the doctors. You've done all the medications. You've even changed your nutrition. You've taken out gluten and dairy and all the sugars, and you're still struggling. You've downloaded all the apps to monitor your health. You're counting calories. You bought the watch. You're counting calories in your steps. You're watching all the YouTube videos. You subscribe to all the health summits. You're watching all these health summits. You subscribe to all the right blogs. You're watching all the right blogs. You're reading all the articles. You're listening to all the health podcasts. You can. On your free times, you're driving your kids back and forth, being a chauffeur, going to work, whatever. You're just listening to all this stuff. You're starting to study and research all this stuff, saying, what am we missing? What is the doctors missing? I keep feeling sick and I'm on this merry-go-round. I gotta get off of it. Maybe you're taking all the drugs. Maybe you're on some hormone therapy. Maybe you're child on the hormones. You've done all the injections. You've been on supplement regimens. You've done all the essential oils. You've had a friend that's multi-level marketing doing this or that. Now you got a little crazy. Now your friends think you're crazy because now you went to energy healers. You went to some emotional healers. You went to some counselors thinking maybe it's possibly in your head. She said maybe that's the case. But then you're like, you know what? Maybe I need to hire someone. And that's not a doctor, maybe a health coach or a personal trainer or possibly a nutritionist. Maybe they could help me. Maybe you've hired all these people and yet you still feel stuck. You're frustrated. You're angry. You're unworthy. Then this training is for you. But if you're a high performance mom who wants to get their life back, who wants to wake up fresh every single morning full of energy and excitement to take on the day, who exercises without pain or crash for days to weeks after one exercise session. If you want to create a healthy, sustainable lifestyle that is easy to follow and doesn't interfere with your current lifestyle. Who wants to lose those unwanted pounds so they can fit into those skinny jeans and dust, they're on your shelf that they're all collecting dust. It's time to get your sexy back. Increase your sex drive, improve your relationship with your spouse. How about you deepen your connection with your kids, your spouse, your coworkers, even in your family? What if you want to move up in your career without the fear of getting sick and losing what you have created? What if you're a high-performance mom who wants to get off the sidelines and back into action with your kids? You don't want to be that mom that sits at the park bench watching your kids play at the park. You want to be that mom that's chasing the kids around in the park on the toys. You want to be an example of health to your kids, because right now, our kids are sicker than they've ever been. And it's time for us to be an example of what health is to our kids. You want to be a mom who wants to lose the mom guilt of not being enough, not being good enough, not being enough for their kids. You want to be able to save money so you can go on the spur of the moment trips without having to think twice about, did I get my medication? Am I going to crash at this? Am I going to be the party pooper at the party? Because I can't do those things. I'm going to crash. I'm going to be out for 2 or 3 days. You want to be able to know at the end of the day that you have accomplished everything that you needed to and wanted to that was on your checklist, and then you realize that you have energy to spare. You want to make simple lifestyle changes to keep you moving your health forward without the fear of going back the way it was before. You want to be able to look in the mirror and see the mom, the wife, and the person you always knew you could become. Not to mention, look 10 years younger than your friends. So the question is, what is this costing you to stay sick? The biggest thing I asked my patients, said, what's your biggest fear of staying sick? And they said, I don't want to become a burden on my family or my friends. And I broke it down into these 4 areas that I see that you feel like you become a burden to. Mentally. So one big thing here is you're physically present, but mentally you're somewhere else. You're so sick, you're constantly thinking, I feel sick, I don't know what to do, I can't do this. You're losing all those precious moments with your kids, your spouse, your work, whatever it might be. You're losing those precious moments, and you feel like you'll never get them back. You have to watch the other moms be the cool moms. You want to be a cool mom, you want to be with your kids, have the parties, all the stuff like that, but you're just too tired. You're exhausted, and you don't feel up to it. Financially, this is a problem, right? You will, if you're not already, be taking several lifelong medications and supplements from multiple doctors, with an increase of testing, doctor visits, just to make sure your medication is not killing you. Remember, doctors put you on medication and they have to run periodic labs to make sure they're not damaging your liver or your kidneys or your stomach. That's what they're running tests on, to make sure they're not killing you with the medication, but it's not fixing the problem. The average American is on 7, like every man, woman, and child is on 7 medications. That is crazy. These are lifelong medications. And here's the big thing. The sicker you are, the more expensive your health insurance premiums become. Most medical bankruptcies in the U.S. had health insurance. Let me rephrase that. Most medical bankruptcies in the United States had health insurance. So is your health insurance going to keep you safe from going bankrupt? Or are you one step away from going bankrupt if you got sick? Will it be harder to retire? I mean, I talked to a financial expert and he says it'll be harder to retire because money will be tight. That's one of the biggest fears people have, because they don't know if they could ever retire, because if they do, they feel they're going to outlive their money because they're going to run out of money because they have to keep paying for stuff because they're sick. Their fear of running out of money. Emotionally, it's not a matter of if, but when depression and anxiety will set in. Not just for you, but for your kids, your spouse, those people around you. How will you handle this? Put them on the medical merry-go-round? Put them on medication? That's not the answer. You want something new. You want something more powerful than that. I'm going to show you that here in just a minute. Physically, your family vacations, if you ever have them, you have to be close to home. So your family vacations are going to have to be close to home, and you might not ever be able to go on those vacations. And guess what? You're probably going to have to give up on your dreams of traveling the world and seeing some amazing things, because physically you cannot do it. This is what's costing you in those precious moments. I do not want this to be your future. I also don't want it to be your present either. So you might be thinking, okay, who is this guy? Hey, my name is Dr. Justin T. Hammond. I'm a big family man. I've been married for over 17 years to my beautiful and high-performance wife, Rebecca, who I love so dearly. Together we have 8 high-energy kiddos, 6 girls and 2 boys. I am the co-owner with my wife and lead doctor here at Next Level Health Center, located here in Isle Falls, Idaho. I've been here for the past 12 years. I'm the creator and the brain behind our Next Level Academy. I'm going to share with you guys what that is in a minute. Our Next Level Nervous System Reset experience, our Next Level Seasonal Nutritional website. And I'm also a board certified doctor of chiropractic, physical therapy, and Chinese medicine with additional certifications in acupuncture, functional nutrition, pediatrics, pregnancy, rehab, functional medicine, and brain-based chiropractic. So you might be thinking, okay, what's the big deal of that? I get it. So the reason why I shared that first slide with you, because I really want you to know that I have a mission. Just like I said, information without a purpose is useless. So my purpose or my mission is to teach, lead, and inspire high-performance moms just like you who are suffering from one or more health issues that are affecting their life and who want to get their life back. I've helped thousands and thousands of these high-performance moms who have been diagnosed from autoimmune disease, cancer, diabetes, cirrhosis of the liver, to the typical mind aches and pains, get their life back. I've spent countless hours and hundreds of thousands of dollars outside of medical school learning what I'm going to share with you guys today. And I plan on spending more because I love learning, because I always want to make sure we get the edge and get you the clearest information and the most recent information and research to benefit you in this process. I spent countless hours refining our step-by-step process. I'm going to share with you in just a minute, and I'm going to share with you in this training. Does this sound like you? There is no shortage of information. So when you have a problem, you go into Google, you start researching things on Google, and you say, I have this problem, what can I do for this? And there's no shortage of information. There's also no shortage of people telling you, are willing to share information or telling you what to do or sell you on a program. The problem comes when you try to find a solution to your health problem. The information they have found is all contradicting each other. Do this, do that, and there's someone says, don't do that, don't do that. It's leaving you more and more frustrated and confused, and you're not knowing who should I trust in this whole process. So then you go, okay, maybe I just need to reach out to my friends on Facebook. So you post a thing on Facebook, reach out to your contacts. You also reach out to your family, maybe your closest friends, and you ask them, I have this health problem, what should I do? And then even if you get desperate enough, you ask your coworkers. But most, if not everyone you ask, will know of someone or have heard of someone who did, you get a fill in the blank, who did this or did that, and they got these results. They got better, they didn't get better. All that's going on here. And so it's just leaving you more and more confused, like, what do I do? You need help and you want answers, but do not just want to throw away your hard-earned money on something that might work. I totally get it. No, seriously, I get it. I get that this is a scary time in your life. You don't feel good. You feel like nobody understands what you're going through. You feel alone and hopeless, even when everyone around you is telling you what to do. They're saying, take this or try that. You're at loss. You tried many, many things already. Some of the things may have worked for a short time, but then it came back. But you end up actually even worse than when you even started. Therefore, you're hesitant to try anything new because you are afraid it will be just another thing on your list of things that did not work, that took your precious time, energy, and money, leaving you sick and tired and just looking for another solution, just wondering, is this just another thing on my list? And then you might get to the point where you're sitting in the bathtub like that last picture, or you're sitting in there reflecting, thinking, what? And you start get on your phone when you're sitting there, and you start looking at your friends and your family coworkers on Instagram, possibly Facebook, or even thumb through your own pictures on your phone. You look at all the things that you did or what they're doing, and you say, I wish I could do those things again. I want to be normal again. And then you think to yourself, I don't know what it feels like to be normal, or even feel normal. Then you realize you have created a new normal. You have adapted your entire life and fit it into this new normal. Because you're sick, you just created a new normal for you. And then you ask yourself, what happened to me? How in the world did I get here? How can I get back to my old self again with full of life, energy, love? Where can I get back there? So before I dive into this training, if any of those things register with you, this is the webinar for you. If it did not, then you better just jump off this training right now, because I'm going to share some cool information here in just a minute that is going to be transformational. I promise you, it has changed over thousands of people that I've worked with in the past. Thousands of people have changed and transformed their lives by listening to this information and following the process I'm going to share with you here in just a moment. But before I dive in that training, I have to make sure that you're ready. Okay, I need you to do me a big favor. I need you to take all that precious diagnosis, opinions, assumptions, and what everyone around you has told you and put that in a box. Yes, I want you to put it in a box. I want you to close the lid, and I want you to take it outside your door, or even take it out, put it on your porch, whatever you need, but take it outside. Okay, I don't want you, and by the end of this thing, you can go pick it up, take it back, and you can go back to what you're doing in the past, or you can take it, throw it in the garbage. It's up to you. The choice is yours, but I really want you to put everything in that box and just set it outside for a minute. And the reason I want to do this is I don't want you to be influenced by some old, outdated ideas or some misinformation. What I mean by this is we've been told that it's genetic. We've been told that it's this and it's that. And all these things that you're holding on to, that you can't heal from autoimmune disease. You can't do this. You can't heal. Your body can't do this stuff. I want you to take all that stuff and please put that in the box. Because you're holding on to something that's keeping you sick. And if you keep holding on to that, it's going to keep you sick. I want you to put it in the box. I want you to come with an open mind, a blank page. I want to create a new document with you. I want to create a level playing field with you. I want to give you a true second opinion and then let you make a more informed decision on what you like to do. Does that sound fair? So while you're putting that all in a box, I'm going to give you my promise to you on this webinar. At the end of this training, you'll know the exact step-by-step blueprint you'll need to finally get off and stay off this medical merry-go-round. We're going to teach you how to rebuild your superhuman mom energy, stop the progression of disease, and restore your health and vitality so that you can get back to experiencing and expressing the life to its fullest. Okay, now that you put it all in a box, you've got my promise. You are now ready to look at your health problems in a new light. So let's get started. One of the big things I do is I get asked all the time this question, whether I'm at an event or around my house or people call my wife or whatever. We get asked this question all the time. What makes you or your program different than everything else I've tried? And I say, that's a loaded question. So I'm just going to ask the question. I can tell you that what makes it different is you'll be led by and supervised by a national board-certified doctor with over 12 years experience who has helped over thousands of patients not only stop the disease process, that means stopping disease from getting worse, but also begin to reverse that process. I can tell you that we will use ancient healing wisdom supported by modern day science to create a proven neurologically based seasonal approach using functional labs, food allergy testing, hair toxicity tests, and genetics to work with your body, not against it. I can also tell you that we've built a one-of-a-kind seasonal nutritional website. Automatically creates and personalized seasonal nutrition meal plans, recipes, and shopping lists based off your food preferences, your allergens, and it is fully customizable to those of you that are picky eaters. I can tell you that we have transformed the way we exercise using our neurological and seasonal-based approach that not only gets incredible results, but reverses the effects of the aging process while restoring normal function in just 20 minutes a day. We also don't assume that the brain is communicating to the body at 100% because under stress, whether it's physical, mental, or emotional stress, the brain must quickly adapt to the stressor changes and turn on and off things that normal functions that are not vital just for survival. We call this survival mode. Okay, resulting in your body breaking down faster than it can repair. That's a disease state. You might be thinking, okay, why is that significant? The brain is known as the master control system because it communicates information vital to the healing of every organ, cell, and tissue in your body. We call this the missing link that most doctors and healing experts forget to address. Most doctors just throw a drug or supplement at your symptoms, hoping that it'll fix the missing link, when in fact they are making your health issues worse by allowing you to break down even faster. When we reset that nervous system and restore normal function from the brain to the organ cells and tissues in the body, we now allow the body to repair itself faster than it is breaking down. This is where true healing occurs. I can tell you that the difference is we are not like all the other doctors who try to fit you into a box wanting your test results to be in the quote normal range, thinking this means you are healthy, when in fact you still feel like crap. When they are in this normal range, they seem to always forget that there's a person behind all those tests. Yes, you're behind all those tests with goals, with aspirations, with a purpose, and you want to be able to live it full out. This is why First thing we do is we sit down with you and create our clear step-by-step next level blueprint that has built-in accountability for both you and the doctor. When was the last time you held a doctor accountable? And this is what we got to find out: where your current health is, where you would like it to be, and what action steps you need to be taking so that you know what the next step is, and so you always have a clear path on which way you're going. This will save you both time, energy, and a lot of heartache. One of the things that makes us very unique and very different is that we get better and faster results in 1 week than most doctors get in 3 to 4 months, or even if doctors get results at all. We do this by taking all the pieces of your next level puzzle. And now we have the picture from your next level blueprint. We find out which pieces of the puzzle we need to put together first. Just like if you're taking a puzzle, you want to put the edge pieces together so you know the outline of the picture. We got to find out where we get the outline first. We look at your missing link, the brain to body connection. We look at your current and past health issues. We look at your current and past lifestyle habits. We look at your seasonal labs and your testing. We look at your current and past nutrition. We look at the drugs or supplements that you've been on in the last 6 months. How you react to movements, how you move and react to things around you. And we take all this next level, we put all these pieces together, and we figure out where the missing link is. And all these features I just shared with you is important. But in my 12-year experience, this is just another thing that someone says. But what you really want to know from the question you asked at the very, very beginning: what makes this different than what I've already tried, and will it work? So if you're like most high-performance moms I've worked with over the last 12 years, you don't have the time, you don't have the energy, or the money to waste on the quote-unquote try method. Just try this or try that. Or my least favorite is, let's see how this works. So what I've done, I just want to let you know, I sat down with some of my best patients in my office and what they're looking for before they even came to the next level as they watch this training that you're watching right now. And this is what they told me they wanted. I want an all-inclusive, easy to implement, simple step-by-step program that has been tried, tested, and proven to get results for my health concerns. Another one said, I want something that was easy to do and doesn't pull from what my time, my energy, and add to what I already have to do that's on my full plate, and still allow me to enjoy my life. This is a big one. I want a personalized program tailored to me and my health issues. A program designed with my health goals and my current lifestyle. I don't want a program that just follows a traditional cookie cutter approach that if you have this, try this, or this, that. That's what she didn't want. They want something that, they said that I've been there and I've done that and it didn't work. So they don't want a cookie cutter approach. You might be thinking, okay, Dr. J, this sounds really cool, but guess what? I'm gonna be honest with you. We've had our fair shares of ups and downs creating this process I'm gonna share with you. It hasn't been easy. There's been a lot of trial and error, but most importantly, we have had so many success stories in the process. I will share with some of you later. But we've also had a few, but not so successful stories. It wasn't the program or the process, it was because it was too time consuming or required too much of your energy that we asked of them. So in most cases, it was actually both time and energy that was their biggest stumbling block. We knew we had something special here at Next Level because we were doing the unthinkable. We were stopping the disease process. We were regenerating tissue and joints. We were restoring function. We were reestablishing health and vitality. Moms were getting their lives back. We knew we needed to do something to overcome this biggest struggle, which is time and energy, because moms like you need this. You need this. So we worked endlessly over the last several years working with and helping thousands of patients by taking them through this step-by-step process that usually took 4 to 6 months to get this long-lasting result that we're now getting in 1 week. I'm not going to lie and tell you that there's nothing to do after 1 week. But what we found is that if we reset your nervous system, through our nervous system reset, and give you tools and equipment and knowledge and hands-on training and continual support, we got the same result, if not better, as our previous 4 to 6 month program. And I'll tell you how we did it. First thing we did is we have to master the process of adding new healthy seasonal lifestyle habits to an already existing healthy habit. Saving you time and energy too, right? That's what we want to do, right? We want to save you time and energy that doesn't interrupt your daily rhythm. This is what we call the Next Level Academy. It's a 12-week step-by-step program designed over the past several years on working with what didn't work, what did work, and we put it together in this level and created a step-by-step process, which we call our Next Level Academy. This will save you a lot of trial and error because we've done it for you. Okay, I'll give you an example. For example, adding 12 ounces of lemon or ginger water 30 minutes before you eat will increase the availability of digestive enzymes to break down the food you'll be eating. And so you get the required nutrients you need. This is done by while you're cooking and preparing your food, you have the glass of water. It's not complicated. For example, we tell you to drink water at night. You can also, before you brush your teeth at night, you drink a glass of water, then brush your teeth. These are some simple things that's not going to interfere with your normal daily routine, but it has profound effects. Okay, we did this also by working with your body's natural process in the season, not against them. So you can maximize your hormones, your digestion, and energy. So I'm going to give you 3 examples here. Our bodies build up a reservoir of hormones during the late fall and winter, naturally using these seasonal foods because the following spring and summer is when we use all these reserves, these hormone reserves. This is why you need to replenish the reserves again in the fall and the winter. So we have this cycle in the season where in the fall and winter we build up the reserve and then we use it through there and then just like in water. We reserve it all until the winter comes down, then we use it all summer long and we gotta get it back up, just like that. That's the same thing that we see with the hormone reserves. And then when we live out of this hormone seasonal cycle, we call it, we put on extra weight that's hard to get off. Our hormones start to go crazy and we can't figure out why. We even go to the doctor, they run our labs and they show normal, but yet we feel like we're going crazy. And if you keep living out of season over time, your blood work will eventually show an imbalance in your hormones. And once you start living back into the seasonal hormone cycle, your body will begin to shift towards balance and the weight will just fall off of you. The second example, we know all the benefits of detoxing, but hate the symptoms you get when detoxing. So if you've ever detoxed, you know what I'm talking about. The headaches, the lethargy, you can't work. That's not what we want. So to avoid this like the plague, we want to avoid these like the plague. So the body has a natural time it wants to detox, and that's in the spring and the fall. I said it again. So in the spring and the fall is when your body wants to naturally detox. So this is when we actually use those foods from those seasons to clean and get all that, detox the body through that whole process using food, and you're going to reap all the rewards. And again, the weight will just drop right off. Hormones, it's amazing. And number 3, we know that we produce different enzymes in each season to break down foods in that season. So we produce different enzymes at different doses depending on the season that we are in. Did you know that? So guess what? There's certain times of the year that we produce. So for example, in the winter, the enzymes required to break down hard to digest proteins like milk, dairy, gluten, these are at its peak. This is the time when we should be consuming these in our diet. But when we start eating them in the spring and in the summer, we don't have the digestive enzymes to do that, so then they cause nothing but problems and havoc. Yes, you heard me right. You will be able to eat gluten again if you choose to, but your body should be able to break down gluten, because if you can't break down gluten or dairy, and all those things like we're teaching you, you cannot detox properly. Okay, this is why it's so important that we follow the season process, and this is what we teach in our program. One of the big features that we do is we removed all unnecessary tests and procedures by creating an individualized foundational blood work, food allergy test, hair toxicity test, and genetic markers, so that we can focus in on those results needed to make an informed clinical decision, saving you and me, the doctor, time and money. With each test, we are now able to apply the seasonal concept to maximizing efficiency and results that we are working with your body, not against it. Like I said, there's no cookie cutter approach here at Next Level. Each person has unique test results and should be treated in a personalized manner. Not everyone who has low thyroid needs to be on a thyroid medication or a supplement for that thyroid, because we don't know what the cause of that low thyroid is. What if it was caused by toxicity? What if it was caused by an infection? What if it was caused by inadequate communication from the brain to the body to the brain? What if it was caused by depleted adrenals because you're so stressed out? Each one of these triggers or causes require a very different approach to restore proper functions of this thyroid. So if we only say, oh, it's all caused by this, we're missing the game. Like, everything has to be unique because they're all different approaches to balance that low thyroid. Using the result of these tests and applying them to this season, we are now able to create a personalized program to regenerate damaged tissue, to remove toxins, restore proper function, and reestablish health and vitality, and get your life back. We don't like to guess. In fact, here at Next Level, we will not guess on your health. We are result driven, and I know that's what you want. You want results. Okay? We take that very, very seriously. Again, we also did this by condensing our 4 to 6 month program into a 1 week nervous system reset. The benefit to you is we will only need to come in for 1 week, not 2 to 3 times a week for 4 to 6 months. Think about how much time you will save, how much time you'll have back. You won't have to get worried about getting a babysitter. You won't have to leave work early. You won't have to try to make your appointments, juggle your schedule, trying to make sure you get the appointment. It's just going to add more stress to you. Imagine getting this done in 1 week instead of drawing out for 4 to 6 months. I'll tell you how we did this. When I studied neurology back in grad school, neurology studying of how the way the brain communicates to the body and body back to the brain, we were taught that when someone has an autoimmune disease or a health issue, the brain's natural communication pathways were disrupted or damaged. So this is the way the body adapts to the sickness. It was said that it was irreversible and could only be managed, not corrected. Then came along the study in the area of neuroplasticity. This is how the brain can heal and regenerate new pathways. This study turned everything we knew, just took it and turned it upside down. These studies tell us that the brain can create a new pathway once it has been damaged. Or it can break through that pathway and create a new, and just re-enhance that pathway that's already been damaged. This was life-changing. This changed our whole paradigm. We knew that we were getting results in 4 to 6 months, but we said, can we do this faster? And the key to this was frequency and repetition. So when we increased the repetition and the frequency of visits and clustered them together in a 1 week time frame, we saw new pathways being formed and old pathways being regenerated in the brain. Did you get that? New pathways are being formed and old pathways are being regenerated in the brain. This trickled down how the brain communicates to the body and body back to the brain, resulting in stopping the disease process and beginning the regenerative process. Then when we added in some of our brain-based exercises to make that work even faster, and our seasonal nutrition to keep the stress off the body and our seasonal lifestyle to support this process, these new pathways became normal. And like I said at the very beginning, who's this training for? This training is for high-performance moms who want to get their life back, who want to wake up fresh every single morning, full of energy and excitement, who want to be able to exercise without pain, without the crashes they get when they exercise, who wants to create a healthy, sustainable lifestyle that's easy to follow, that's you can implement in any busy lifestyle, who wants to lose those unwanted pounds and put on those skinny jeans or any of those clothes that you have that are collecting dust in a box in your garage, and you'll be able to put them on, get your sexy back. They might be outdated, but you can get it back, right? Want to increase your sex drive to improve your relationship with your spouse. We want to be able to help you deepen your connection with your kids and your spouse. You want to be able to move up in your career without the fear of getting sick, and all that time and energy you put in there, you don't want to lose what you've already created. So remember at the beginning I said, at this training, I'm going to teach you by the end of this training, you'll know the exact step-by-step blueprint you will need to finally get off and stay off the medical merry-go-round. To rebuild your superhuman mom energy, I put that in there because you guys have so much energy, I don't know how you guys do it. You stop the progression of this disease and restore your health and vitality so that you can get back to experiencing all those moments that you've lost and expressing life and love to its fullest capacity. So here it goes. Step 1. First thing you need to do is to create and implement your very own personalized blueprint. You have to have clear goals, clear action steps, and you have to build in those rewards to keep you accountable and on target. You'll then have to break those goals and action steps into simple, implementable, weekly, seasonal lifestyle habits to create a long-term change. Remember, if you have fuzzy targets, they don't get hit. So when you create here and you create a goal, it can't be like, I just want to feel good. What does that mean? So you have to get deeper into that, and that's why it's so important that you dive deeper in that question. Like, feel good can mean something that's different to everybody else, but what does that mean to you? What does feel good look like? What does it sound like? What are you doing that you're not doing right now if you start to feel good? Okay? The next step in that blueprint, after that blueprint, is you need to get foundational blood work. You need to get hair toxicity tests. You need to get a food allergy test. Not just a simple food allergy test you could buy online that's really, some of them are pretty cheap, but they don't have the alternate foods in there to supplement things and change things out. Because big thing that we found in our problem is people were running 50 to maybe 100 foods, and they're getting back and they're alternating things out, and they're still having food problems because they didn't have the alternatives to those foods in their food test. So make sure you get a full food test. It's usually about 184 foods is typically what we need there. And finally, a genetic test to know how to turn and turn off genes to maximize your health benefits. We don't want to work with your genes. We want to work with your body, with the season. You have to have blood work that lets us know what your body's doing in those seasons, okay? Once you get these test results, you'll need to find someone or team and learn how to interpret and apply all this information so you can use it. So you can add to your nutrition, you can change your exercise, you can do this not wasting time, energy, or money. You want to be able to do this the most effective way, because trial and error is always it's possible to trial and error, but it takes more time, it takes more energy, and it takes more money. You'll need to do a check-in every season. So there's 4 seasons. So spring, winter, summer, fall. There's 4 seasons. You have to check in every single season and make the proper adjustments so you can keep working with your body as your body naturally adapts to those changes. I'll give you an example of what you mean by your body naturally adapts. When spring hits, most of you guys get like edgy and want to get outside because your body wants you to get out and start moving from a winter that was hard that you weren't moving as much. So everyone wants that. Your body naturally wants to do that. We got to support the body by moving stuff out of your body. That's why it's called the detox process. Okay, finally, you'll need to find a team that works together to reset your nervous system, but teaches you how to do it yourself and keep it that way so you don't become reliant on the doctor. That's one of the big things about Next Level Health Center is we want to teach, lead, and inspire you, but you got to find a team that will do the same thing. So this is what you're going to need to get on your team, a brain-based chiropractor. What this means is someone that will be able to find where there's a break in the communication between your brain and your body and your body back to your brain and create a program to restore this communication pathways and be able to measure it and monitor as it goes through. You need to find an acupuncturist who will be able to build up energy and remove energy blocks that are stopping the healing process. You'll need to find a nutritionist who can find the seasonal deficiencies and create a seasonal lifestyle nutrition program that both is healing and it tastes good. You need to find a physical therapist who can restore neurological patterns and help reintegrate those patterns that we changed in the brain so we don't lose anything. You need to find a personal trainer who create a personalized program to get results without stressing out your body and shutting you back down. You need to find a massage therapist who's able to break up the scar tissue that you damaged that you've had in your body and get energy and lymphatic moving through your system without stressing out your nervous system. You need to find a health consultant who can create a step-by-step blueprint and guide you through the ups and downs of the healing process and course correct where needed. You need to find a functional medicine doctor who can run and interpret seasonal blood work, hair toxicity tests, food allergy tests, and genetic tests, who can work with the body's physiology, natural physiology. The body does certain things naturally and work with your genetics, not against it. You gotta find someone that can do that and use the seasonal approach to restore and regenerate damaged tissue. I always tell people, you feel like it's just a gambling game, right? If you're ready to stop and get off this whole bandwagon merry-go-round and stop gambling with your health and commit to a program designed to stop the disease process, to restore your health, so that you can finally get back to experiencing life the way it was designed to be. Because now we just know that you now know the step-by-step blueprint, you now know the step process. So here's the thing is, you have a choice right now. You can either take the information and throw it out the window and continue doing it and go back and get that box that you grabbed, put it back in and use it again. Or you can take the information that you learned today and you can try to do things on your own. It's going to take a lot of time, energy, and it's going to take a lot of money to do that. Or the third option is you can take your first step towards restoring your health by scheduling a one-on-one call with me, and we can start creating your next level blueprint together. So on this call, we will dive deep into your health issues. We will dive into what you have tried. So did it work? Did it not work? We don't want to waste our time and energy on something that you've already done if it didn't work, or we got to say the right season to put it in, possibly. I will personally review your most recent labs and test results and give you a true second opinion. If you don't have any last test results or any of that stuff, we have other tools to measure this stuff, but if you have it, we will look at it and I'll give you a totally different perspective on your blood work and the test results that you've had. We will also dive in what you have lost because of being sick. What opportunities have you lost because you've been sick? And what lifestyle changes have you made, or what lifestyle have you adapted to because of your health issue? So what is your new normal? We're going to find out what your new normal is. And the question is, what would you want your normal to be? We'll dive into how's this affecting your life, such as how's it affecting you? How's it affecting your spouse? How's it affecting your kids, your job, your relationship? We're going to find out how's it affecting all aspects of your life. We will get really clear on what your goals are, because one of the things I see people say, I just want to feel good, I want to have more energy. I really dive into and get really clear on what that looks like, feels like, sounds like, so we can actually paint a picture, and then we now have action steps to reach that. And that's what was so powerful about this call. We'll get creative on, we'll get creative and create some actionable steps. And these are going to be step-by-step processes you can start implementing right away to begin the process of reversing this disease. So when you leave this call, you will have a working blueprint. And my promise to you is I will not waste your time on this call. This call will be about 45 minutes in length, and I'll be doing this on Zoom. I want to be able to share my screen. We'll be drawing pictures together. I will be prepared. I will only be prepared if you follow this process, right? When you complete our scheduling process, you will fill out a health questionnaire to help guide the call and get some information out of you, and then we'll be able to upload all your tests and things that I can look at, so I can look at them, look at the stuff, and I can prepare to drive the call to best benefit you and ask the appropriate questions, because I'll have all the data. Now I can ask appropriate questions. This will save you a lot of time and energy. So we can spend most of our time not rehashing what you've already done, but what we could do is we could create a program on where you want to go and how to create a program to get there. So my promise to you is at the end of this call, you'll have a working next level blueprint. I will answer questions and concerns you might have. And here's the thing. If I can help you at the end of this call, I'm going to give you recommendations to continue working with me. If I can't help you, I'll do everything in my power to find someone who can. That is my promise to you. So if you're ready to get your life back, ready to use our next level seasonal approach and to sign up for that one-on-one call, so down below this video, you'll see a button that says schedule now. I want you to click that button and start this process of getting your life back. And I can't wait to talk to you on the call and create your next level blueprint.